everyone, I'm Savannah and this is Uniscent. We are all about fragrances. We do fragrance reviews, hauls, comparisons, collections, designer, niche, and Middle Eastern fragrances. Today, I'll be reviewing Nasheet by Lataffa. If this sounds interesting to you, please consider subscribing and turn post notifications on. Let's jump in. So this is the packaging for Nasheet. It is quite a cool bottle. I think it's quite a nice bottle. I like the little stone that it has in the lid. But overall, I think it's quite a cool bottle. It's not a generic kind of bottle, and by the name, I'm sure you can guess what fragrance house it is trying to dupe. So this is supposed to be a dupe of Nishane Ani, and we will go through the notes and how they compare just now. Quite a decent atomizer. So if we go through the notes, in the sheet, in the top we have guaiac wood, in the mid we have nutmeg, and in the base we have frankincense, cashmeran, and sandalwood. Where in Annie, in the top we have ginger, bergamot, pink pepper, and green notes. In the mid we have cardamom, blackcurrant, Turkish rose, and in the base we have vanilla, benzoin, sandalwood, cedar, patchouli, ambergris, and musk. So the notes are quite different, but even though the notes are quite different, the scent profile is pretty similar. It smells quite different on paper to skin, so definitely test it on your skin, not just paper. So on the skin, it's a lot smoother than on paper. On paper, it's a little bit sharp. The spices are quite sharp in Nasheet's opening. In Annie, the spices are quite smooth from the get-go, from the initial spray all the way through the journey of the scent. That is quite smooth, where Nasheet is quite sharp in the initial opening, and then the spices start to become a little bit smoother in the dry down, which is really nice. So the spices do get to the same level of smoothness, or similar level of smoothness as in Annie, but it does take a little bit of time to get there. They are both very vanillic. They are both very, very vanillic, and I love it. Even though there's no vanilla in the sheets, I don't know. There's no vanilla in the sheets. I don't know. Is there vanilla? I can't remember if there's vanilla in. So there's no vanilla in the sheet, but you get a vanilla sense. Like, it's still very vanillic to me. I don't know where the vanilla is coming from. Potentially from the frankincense. So in general, I must admit that Annie is obviously quite a bit stronger than the sheet. It doesn't really compare in terms of strength and performance. Annie performs a lot better and is a lot stronger. So Nasheet, you're still going to get a similar scent profile. You're definitely still going to get a similar scent profile, but it's not going to be as strong. So you will probably have to top up once in the day. If you're wanting to really have quite a bit of projection. I get about 6 to 8 hours on Nasheet's longevity and moderate projection. Unless I overspray and I top up, then I get stronger projection. Where with Annie, you get about 10 plus hours of longevity with very strong projection throughout. So also one thing I want to note is in the opening, there is a little bit of an alcoholic scent that comes through in the sheet, where in Annie, obviously it doesn't have that because it's quite a bit more smooth. So you are going to get a little bit of alcoholic vibe in the opening, that you just got to wait for that to settle a little bit before you go in and actually smell the spices and the vanilla and all of that. Well, the lack thereof vanilla, but frankincense, I think, is giving that vanillic essence. Overall, this is definitely a warm, spicy, vanillic fragrance. It is a beautiful fragrance. I love this fragrance. If I could afford Annie, I would definitely get it, and one day I will. But for now, I've got to stick with Nasheet, and I'm happy with that because I'm still getting a similar scent profile. I would say they're about 80% similar in scent profile, so they are similar enough to warrant having Nasheet as a dupe. Overall, I do think that Nasheet is a good dupe. I think it's got fairly decent quality and it has fairly good performance as well. So I think it's definitely a good buy. Definitely a good buy if you are into Annie's kind of scent profile, if you have smelled Annie, and if you haven't, it's definitely a lovely, lovely, lovely vanilla, warm, spicy fragrance. It's wonderful. I cannot rave enough about how much I love Annie. But I think this is a good buy. I think if you are looking for Annie on a budget, this is a good option. I know there are other Annie clones. I can't remember what the one is called though. I'll put it up on the screen, but I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, Annie is a really good fragrance, and I think this is a really good dupe of that fragrance. So if that's what you're looking for, I definitely recommend this. So that's it for my review. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you would like to see me in more videos like this, then please click that like button and subscribe. I really, really would appreciate it. And let me know what you think of this fragrance. If you think that this is a good dupe for Annie, if you've tried Annie, if you have Annie, if you have Nasheet, or if you're wanting to try Nasheet, what do you think? Are you excited about this fragrance? Because I sure was when I got it. I'll see you next time. Bye.